that point blank save.
Yeah.
That was quite marvelous, and I believe it could prove to be the turning point in this game.
Yeah, now that goal really qualifies Ugandans to be one of those that have quality referees, because the man in charge of that game, Ronald Maganga, is a FIFA referee, and he called it right. No one can complain about that. That is the game. Those are the highlights of the game. But let me bring in Haji Farouk Meiwa, whose team is trailing now and must score. And if they score 1-1, we go into penalties. Haji Farouk Meiwa, you've been in that Villa dressing room before, years gone by, when Villa was a little different from the one we see lately. But what do you think Kaziwa now is telling the players second half against a team that they know is a big enemy in Ugandan football?
It's a hard luck that we are trailing 1-0 by Vipers. But as I said before, the only thing we need to do is have our self-confidence in the game. And as the game approaches, I would like to see a creative midfielder in the game, because now everybody, when he gets the ball, is just kicking it. Everybody, when he gets the ball, is just kicking it.
But as you talk Ugandans through that, how did that surely not be a goal? Villa, surely that was supposed to be a goal. Games like this are determined by slim margins. You get a half chance, you've got in all means to score. But go ahead, Haj.
Yeah, that is where we are lacking creativity in the game. Because when you get a chance in a game like this and you don't utilize it, you suffer for the inconsistency. At the moment, we need somebody who can control the pace of Vipers, because Vipers, they are now going high. They say that they can do it. But doing it, it's going to be a task on them. Only thing now we need to do is to have a person who can control that game, level the matter. But other than that, it's going to be hard for us.
Yeah, Ronnie Santos, you follow Ugandan players. Haji Meiwa is appealing to his players down there at the Bomba Military Barracks to try and ensure they get a goal now and another to secure them parity, and to secure them progress into the next round. Which players do you think they have, either the 11 on or even on the bench, that can ensure that Haji Meiwa leaves UBC the first time he has come a happy man?
Thank you very much. He really wants, and like any other Villa fan, but from the start, they look disorganized, even from being at home, and you put on pink. This is
and your opponent puts on blue, and especially if that opponent is one of your biggest rivalries.
Yeah, it is.
Rivalries.
It surely shows you what is inside. And to me, they are not ready for this. Or they were not ready for this. From the stories we have heard, they have not been training for the past 5 days. They are, on strike. Their captain is on suspension. It is actually proving to the negative stories we have heard before. However, like I said before, this is a team that have got good players with good qualities. They had actually 3 chances, 2 chances. Two chances on Isaac Ogwang. That's Isaac Ogwang, failing actually to tap in an easy goal, 1-on-1. And you have to credit in the brilliance of Bashir Sekaja, who has been actually on. To me, he's still the man of the match. Then also, Sports Club Villa, they are defending a lot. They are not going forward. They are actually using only Isaac Ogwang and Sechiranda to attack. Every time they get the ball, you see them trying even to place it back. They are only attacking, they are only defending. I believe if they can try to move forward, they are going to get a goal, because Vipers' defense have actually proved to us that they are not that can make a clean sheet in this game.
Yeah, Chobe, I know, like I've told you guys, that Chobe is one of those guys that I'm certain is very honest. Are you benefiting as Vipers Sports Club from the absence of that Gavin Mugweri, the man who is supposed to be at the crane level, but for issues that please don't talk about?
Of course, his absence is being felt by Sports Club Villa. Because when you look at the replacement, that is Moses Chigundu, he has been committing fouls outside the 18-yard box.
Lacking positional sense.
He's even lucky to still be on the pitch. If you can recall that incident where he was supposed to get a second yellow on Yunus Sentamu, that was a clear foul. It was a yellow card, and by now he would be out of the game. But he was lucky, he went away with it. But all the same, I believe Vipers is gaining from Mugweri's absence, because for him, he is very intelligent. and he always plays with his mind, not the body. Unlike Chigundu uses his body much, which is not the case with the Mugwel. But like I've said, it's still not over till it's over.
Yeah, Hajmeiwa, as we go back to the second half down there at the Bombo Military Barracks, what is your appeal to the players that they need to do in the second half to ensure that Villa gets that result?
The players is, as I've said, let them have self-confidence on the ball. That's
okay.
The game is played by self-confidence.
Okay.
Whenever you enter the field, have that self-confidence. When you have that self-confidence on the ball, everything will be moving smoothly the way you like it.
Can Villa get the confidence, you think, in the second half?
Yeah, because even Vipers, they are proving us that they are not ready. I mean, because this is a Villa that deserved to go down 3-0, 2-0 half time. If they can still be on this level, 1-0, even a goal, that is debatable, because one can debate on this goal. I still believe they have got all it takes to score an equalizer and probably put this game into extra time or get them out of the tournament.
Okay, as we're ready to go back to that stadium down in Bombo, I remind Ugandans that yes, Villa registered that pink jersey for their home games for the Uganda Cup. But tell you what, when you're playing your arch enemy, you can't afford that. Chobe, isn't it so? In a minute, in a second.
Yeah, of course. That was really strange. Sports Club Villa playing at home
in pink and Vipers in blue. Okay, let's go back to the stadium down there. It's still 1-0 for Sports Club Villa, and now, sorry, 1-0 for Sports Club Vipers, and Villa must now score to ensure this game goes into penalties at the end of the 90.
The second half set to get underway down in Bombo. Still the Venoms leading this game by a 1-0. Solitary goal, quite debatable by many, but arguably awarded to Bobosi Ruhanga, putting Team Vipers in the lead of this game and in the lead on aggregate. Welcome back to Bombo, where we do have the second half set to get underway shortly. My name is Jermaine Egesa, and we are here with Fifi Fiona Pinky to bring you the second half of this quarterfinal game as we see who gets to the semi-finals of the Uganda Cup.
Well, Villa have an uphill task, and the coach should have a headache trying to give them what approach to go with during the second half. The boys in pink, Joseph Nsoboga, Ndahiro Ogwang, Chigun Moses, Waswa, have a lot to do to try get past this stage. But to do that, they need to score first, and to score, you need to stop Vipers. So they would be going for a cautious game, a game that needs them to defend at the same time of balance going forward. Otherwise, if they just stay there and Vipers gets a second, the game could be dusty and done. For the Venoms, who know that it is a must for them to try go for it, because they're a team that inject a lot of money, the team that have got the structures, and the team that are motivated to do the same. Just like Bull, one of the most motivated teams that have already gone to the semi-finals, Vipers look like they want to join by what they achieved during the first half. We are off for the second half.
Second half set to get on as positionings are still being set and the referee counting down the numbers. But there's a double substitution here coming up for Team Sports Club Villa.
Yeah, Nsereko and Senoga, two attackers coming in at the moment, and Nsereko looks to his maker. I believe people are normally taken by that, saying he has prayed to God. But remember, we don't know where Vipers slept. They should have slept in a church or a mosque, so it doesn't matter. Calling God at the last hour, and I normally go with the saying, God helps those who help themselves. The boys in pink, Villa, they've got it. They just need to try and not waste any more chances. Put the ball behind the back of the net and then see if you can try to level matters before Vipers add a second.
After a fast 45 minutes of very slim margins, we're off in the second half. We'll be getting confirmation there in just a bit of the substitutions here. But the Team Vipers get this one away, and looks like it's going to be a bit of faster play as a quick skip away coming in here from Caesar. Sets the ball up onto the wing here, trying to find a way to quickly chip this one in. Who's available? Holding up onto the ball. Quick cross coming in, but ably blocked away by Team Sports Club Villa. And that is a throw-in coming up for the Venoms. Throw in, started off quickly, back again here for Team Vipers Sports Club. Quickly whipped into the 18-yard box area and chested down. Villa look like are beginning to tag a little more at the self-destruct button.
Yeah, and I think that is poor communication at the backside, and also going for the poor tactic to clear that one. If you're clearing with the chest, then use it with a lot of energy and try to play it back the side that does not put it in a corner. Otherwise, you know they have a Manzoki at the back of it all. He's a slightly taller player than all of you on the pitch. So when you give away too many set pieces, by the way, looks like the first goal was a corner outright.
Well, here comes another set piece whipped in by the Venoms and a chance to flick it in, and the referee says there was an infringement there, and that will be awarded to Team Villa, who have all to do in 45 minutes. It's not enough to go for that solitary goal, because then you do have the lottery of the penalties up front. But for now, they have to look for that first goal fast.
Actually, I thought the first minutes of the second half would belong to them, because we know that they're trying to approach a game in a way that they need to score before the Venoms. And now Kayondo goes on for the other wrestling part. He's just lucky he doesn't get a yellow card. Kaziba worried a bit. He has a reason to worry.
Sereko, one of the substitutes here who has just come in, brought down. It looks like the referee awarded against him, as Villa have to defend once again, trying to clear their lines, forcing the ball away here from their own box area. But very good movement coming in again from Team Vipers, positioning themselves well, stretching the team onto the wings and constantly probing and pressing, not giving them a chance to rest in this particular one. Long ball up front, trying to control here. Sports Club Villa maintaining and now trying to press their advantage, but the ball is quickly intercepted here by Team Vipers.
Well, if you watch the first leg, it was until Francis Olaki, young brother to Emmanuel Okwi, came in and produced that heroic cross that gave Uganda a chance to hit the ball. I don't know why the coach didn't think of him first to try come in, because he's got skills. Those who have watched him at Sowana, now Toro United, he was instrumental. Actually, Toro used to build their play around Francis Olaki. But anyway, I'm not the coach, and the coach is normally with these boys, so he knows better who he has put in to try deploy the tactics given to them and try to come back in the game. For the Venoms, it is simple. Look for a second goal. When you get that, you kill off the game. For Villa, they need to chase down Vipers Sports Club, because even when it comes to depth in squad, Vipers will be slightly ahead.
Definitely slightly, you could say, or probably more by a margin. But confirmation there from the substitutions. Nsereko coming in for Chiwanuka, while Senoga did come in for Adam Masereka. One, I believe, did not exactly have a decent game today.
Actually, in the first leg, he was very good. Brain, the right flanked very well and gave Vipers a few problems. In this game today, he was a shadow on his own, and I think that is the reason as to why, apparently, we have him being taken off. That is a message that he's not impressed and has not acted according to the coach's plans. Vipers, Cesar Manzoki
holding on to the ball here, playing a beautiful center forward role, holds off the players, moves beautifully, and opens up spaces for the rest of his attack-minded compatriots to actually get forward. But the ball is cleared away. Sereko seems to be stepping in here with a bit of fire in his belly. He's all over the place. He's already been tagged in one foul and looks like he's been tagged in a second one. Might want to temper that down a bit, but very good mindset here in his attack as a throw-in is made by Kayondo. Brought in forward, long clearance, searching for the attack-minded players, unable to get to any as the ball is cleared away. And now Vipers having a bit of miscued communication in the midfield area. They lose possession, ball slipped away, and now set up onto the left flank here. Quick running coming in. That should be Senoga chasing this one in. Senoga, can he look up? Goes for a long cross, but nobody there to pick up the ball.
They have no players spread to the right part. Where are they? We complained about that in the first half. Movement of Sports Club Villa players is a little bit wanting up front, and Uganda
misses out on the ball. But I find it very interesting that in the first half they could not defend that particular area. In the second half, they have no player attacking in that particular area. Should be something wrong with that place as the ball is brought through here. Now battling into the box area. Vipers playing a bit dangerously. The referee awards a free kick here, for they seem to have picked up an infringement, and that's a free kick awarded to Team Vipers, to be taken here by the goalkeeper Bashir Sekaja. 50 minutes of the game played. They are having a bit of a tussle here. Aziz Kayondo, not one to be outdone when it comes to a physical battle. quickly assisted by his captain, managing to come out victorious on that one. As a long ball is cleared away up front. Who's available to chase this one? Nobody available. And that Sports Club Villa to collect here, but dilly-dallying with the ball, and is quickly outsmarted. Now this could be a break in here coming in from Team Vipers. Battling for the ball, sending it back up again. A chance for a cross to the far post. Caesar rising highest, but unable to control the ball as the ball is taken away now. Here comes Senoga trying to pick up the pieces and try to chase this one through. Who's available? Teases it into the center of the park, but quickly outsmarted here by the Venoms. It's now end-to-end action and a lot more urgency injected into this particular game. Teasing one, tries to cross the ball in here. Good stuff coming in from Team Vipers. Eunice Sentamu drifting further into the midfield.
Yeah, dropping back because apparently he doesn't get the enough supply that they need. But for the Venoms, that is a little okay. As long as they continue to lead and comfortably get the possession to when they can get it, then that's okay. For Villa, it's a little going to put them on tension because every time Vipers attack, they will know that conceding a second will provide a killer instinct to their game.
Well, a bit of clumsiness here showed by the defense of Team Sports Club Villa. No surprise, Nsubuga and Sechiganda are now going to be walking a very tight rope as the referee is keeping an eye on them. Some very clumsy tackling there.
Yeah, they teamed up and brought down Yunus, who just stood there, waited. And Sechiganda is justifying the reason for bringing him down to the referee.
He's already on a yellow card.
Yeah.
Last chance saloon. Anything else, he could be taking an early bath here. As a free kick is brought in and a bit of a run in there, but good punch out here from the goalkeeper, Martin Senkoto. But there's a player on the ground. There's a player on the ground there, if I'm not mistaken, should be Caesar. Looks like a miscued performance there from him. Went to head the ball. There was a punch.
As we have the medical team coming on to check on the Vipers players, in the past, Villa has been ejected by teams in lower divisions like Nkambi Kofi, Chivoga Young. There's a time Luero United was in the picture, and I remember statistically for their 2015 trophy, the last Uganda Cup trophy that they managed to take, at the semi-finals they met Bull FC and managed to muscle Bull away. They ejected Bull and went on to face KCCA twice in Intungamo and Nambole, where a Kenyan referee was brought in to oversee the game. So in this tie, they know what they need to do to get past Vipers. But will they do it? Well, we have other minutes to play for.
Definitely brings back memories of certain referee.
Robert Donner in the picture.
And I must say, maybe for the fans of Villa, that loss to Nkambi Kofi was a very painful one. They're probably hoping that this would be there, yeah. But at the moment, there's still that one goal from Vipers that stands in their way that they need to get past. Abdul Karim Watambala, the player who was brought down, and is now back onto the pitch as Villa now look to probe forward. Long ball crossed into the 18-yard box area, headed away now, headed up back into the defense. Looked at the moment like it was a desperate clearance. Abdul Karim Watambala is walking on the touchline, asking the referee to get back into the game. He does get in as Villa regroup once again from the back, holding on to the ball. Nice pass coming in here from Geoffrey Waswa. Now heading it forward, that is Jerome Nunez Ndahiro. Flicks a long cross, searching here. And nobody able to.
Yeah, no player in the box to try bother the goalkeeper. That shows you is something is lacking with the approach. Sekaja can now waste a couple of seconds before actually going for that goal kick.
Taking his time, finally gets that long clearance up front. It's a very difficult place to be in for Sports Club Villa. You have to be very cautious in your attack and at the same time very beady on your defense, because Vipers could just flip a switch and it would be game over. But here they come, attacking once again. Senoga tries to skip a challenge, unfortunately cannot get away from it, and a quick turnover in possession here for Team Vipers, crossing the ball into the midfield area, trying to set it up here. Caesar chasing that one down but unable to get to it in time. Sentamu is left trailing in the wake and finally manages to throw in a challenge and get the ball. Good tackle, but quickly intercepted here, looking for support. Sechiganda coming in to assist. Oh, goes over the line. Looks like it goes over the line. That's a throw in. Throw in awarded for Team Vipers. 55 minutes played. The clock is ticking down on Villa. Though for many who actually have watched their performance this season, they will tell you as the clock ticks down, they get into the advantage zone.
Yeah, apparently they have gotten goals in the 80 minutes if you count. Very many goals in the league and in the Uganda Cup. The first leg is evidence for that. When Sechigana did just look at the mistakes at the backside, they are lucky Mugweri did clear before Vipers launched the shot. Fred Agand now in the midfield trying his way to find members up front who are not there.
Through pass here, manages to find one player and is brought down instantly. Combative spirit there coming in from Murondo. But very, very lucky, Fifi, very lucky there for the Team Sports Club Villa. Surviving, Lady Luck is still smiling on them. You do not make those many mistakes at this stage in the Uganda Cup. Ball whipped in from the set piece, trying to head it on as they get it away. Once again, Vipers launching another counter-attack here, having a host of Villa players trailing in their wake through pass proposed up front here. Caesar to chase this one. Clumsy cleared away, but now here comes another chase.
I love the way Caesar Manzoki moves in between the defenders of Sports Club Villa. Even when he doesn't have the ball, his movements are calculative. I believe he gives Vipers a leeway to go forward as the defenders embark on trying to stop him. Then other players can come from the blind side to try get those balls in. For me, he's a great asset for the Venom so far after 57 minutes played.
Plays the typical modern center forward there, drawing players, dropping deep, altering possessions, holding up play, and of course is a threat himself. As the goalkeeper this time manages to negate that threat and picks up the ball. 57 minutes, Vipers still leading this game by a 1-0. Sports Club Villa having their work cut out, and here they come, trying to advance forward. Ndahiro threads the ball through the midfield area. They easily, clumsily give away possession, but unfortunately, Vipers not capitalizing as a long ball is floated forward. And there was a tag there. The referee says that's a free kick against Sports Club Villa. Throwing out an arm will definitely attract the attention of the referee, as Isaac Ogwang cutting a bit of a fall-on figure. He had two good chances earlier on.
Yeah, to put the ball behind the back of the net, and he didn't. But anyway, when he's being marked out by Khalid Radio, you don't think he'll have it very simple. Khalid is solid at the back and very good with game reading.
And Aziz here helping to make sure that the captain is not isolated or having to handle this on a solitary basis.
Well, we have those that normally teach football in the country telling us you cannot be a lizard in training or in game planning and then you become a cat in the game. So the problems surrounding Villa may come back to haunt them if they don't get their grip together and try to get the equalizer. As long as we see Vipers going in for a second, it will be evident that Villa's problems definitely cut out into this game. Because remember, after the first leg, there are a few days where the boys didn't turn up for training.
Rumor has it they're supposed to have a meeting on Friday, but that will be a very quiet meeting if they're beaten today. Throwing coming up here for Sports Club Villa.
That means they will have regrouped only for this match and then have a meeting to again try sort out their problems.
Well, there's a foul here and a free kick awarded to Team Vipers. Foul against Nicholas Kabonge. Hasn't also had a lot to do, or hasn't had much to do in this game because they're being cut out in that midfield.
Well, they had a gallant player in the midfield, also captain, former captain of Mdeje University, Emmanuel Waswa. He opted to go play beach soccer with the national team than featuring for Villa, still because of financial problems.
They've actually had a couple of issues, because even Gavin Mugweri is not available as well. He opted to go with the national team, so we don't see him on the starting lineup today. I mean, their issues have been well documented, and it's only fair. It's only fair that this is the performance they can put up.
No, but sometimes for me, that is really not good. The national team should give the club some time to use the player. Then the player can come back after some time, because the national team picks these players from the clubs.
It will be a debate for another day if the national team can actually pick a coach as well. Ball brought forward, trying to attack here and trying to get the ball taken on. Here comes Team Vipers looking for a way to probe this one away.
Venoms rejected giving the end player, and at one time, though Pandit today and analyst Haruna Chove did attack Jonathan McKinstry for trying to override the club priorities and taking the players. Red card to Sechiganda.
Ali Bath, as we did call it there, Sechiganda was in the last chance saloon. Another sloppy challenge, and the referee has no option but to send him off the pitch.
How far can Villa's problems get to? How big can Villa's problems get to?
It's something we did talk about in the first half, and I did point out in the two-legged affair that they've had in the league, both times Villa picked up a red card, and I said, let's hope they do not pick up one today. Looks like I probably preempted the fates.
Sechiganda thought you were just laughing about that. I don't know why Bobos wanted to retaliate, but Sechiganda is out, and now it is 10 against 11. Remember, they were already at a disadvantage by conceding earlier. Vipers were attacking them, and the second half they had tried to get shape, but Sechiganda's second offense does not save him, and Madanda asks him to go to the dressing rooms a little bit too early.
They do have a player still on the ground there. That probably would require some medical attention. Probably explains why Bobosi Biaruhanga was getting a bit heated up here. But they are a man down. They are a goal down. They are a goal down on aggregate, and they're staring exit right in the face. Can they become the ultimate illusionists and come back into this particular game? Sports Club Villa, they have a free kick to defend first. Ball brought in, headed away by Team Villa. They need to regroup now without their midfield, probably the most dynamic midfielder they've had today.
And I wonder, who do we blame for this? I talked about Kaziba making that substitution for Sechiganda, but then they will tell you the player is supposed to be playing, he should be careful, but he's a midfielder, and with the run-ins, you know, at one time he will be caught with the low. That's what happens. Let's see how Villa comes from this. They're a great club, great history, but what is on the pitch may not favor them to win this tie, to get past the Venoms. That is Sechiganda for you.
He knows exactly the tight spot that he has put his team in. That is Sechiganda. It makes it an easier job for the Vipers, who are already leading this game, and quite a tricky affair for the 10 players who are left on the pitch. But here they come once again, Villa. They need to battle valiantly if they're to stay in this particular one.
Just
and they
look
get
at
themselves
that.
A free kick. Beautiful place to pick up one.
But just look at that. Before the others come in, 3 players against 8. Vipers only have 1 up front, and that should be Manzoki. But just look at this. Villa have 3 players against 8. It has been like that throughout. And you cannot outnumber the Venoms if they're 8 and you're 3. You cannot easily get the balls through unless you're telling me you're going to go for blockbusters every time and get the keeper out of the line.
They haven't had any blockbusters on target as yet. But looks like someone else is in another vicious mood for battle. That is Bobosi Yaruhanga. Twice we see him raring to go, and the referee having to hold him with the teammates back.
The players call that being hard. So Bobosi is being hard.
Well, let's hope his hardness does not get him to the referee's book as well. It could be a dangerous tactic to play when you have the numeric advantage. Free kick awarded. Referee setting up the wall as Bashir Sekaja communicating with the captain Khalid Luwadi on where exactly they should stand. A chance here for Villa because this ball is right dead center at the box area. If they can definitely strike it in. Fifi, who would you fancy for this one?
I think Geoffrey Washwa is okay. He can do that very well. I don't know if he's given the opportunity.
And they come for the ball. It's Ndahiro! Goalkeeper manages to palm that away. Beautiful one. Looping ball, got it over the wall and was dipping downwards, and looks like it has actually taken something out of Bashir Sekaja.
Something out, but Bashir probably is also hoping the team get better composed. The composure, after that, he stands up very quickly and nothing is wrong with him.
Play acting there to kill off seconds. But a corner is brought in. Poor corner by all accounts, and it's easily cleared away by Vipers for a throw in for Sports Club Villa. It was a decent attempt there, very decent attempt in a beautiful position, but it didn't come to much here as the clock continues to tick down. 25 minutes on here for Villa to find their way back into this game. A header and very tamely picked up here by the goalkeeper.
Very, very simple. It's just like a gift to Bashir Sekaja, who is had, by the way, very good game so far for the Venoms. Just punching that away with one arm. He realized he could not hold it firmly. Again, the hero, great tactic, a great energy on the ball, but also great save coming in from Bashir Sekaja, the former Simba footballer.
Put a very beautiful spin on that one. Ndahiro, as the ball is brought in, and now his opposite number is Martin Senkoto is forced into action to punch it away. And the ball is played again, looking for the main man up front. That is Isaac Ogwang.
Vipers should minimize on the mistakes. If they come too many, something can come out of there. Orit enjoying very many minutes today. Whenever Vipers go for a fast substitution and Orit is on the pitch, realize he's one of those that they normally think of. He's just had a decent game. I cannot say excellent so far after 65 minutes played.
Could say an average one. Hasn't really stepped up a lot, and his most notable contribution at the moment is picking up that yellow card. But he is one with ferocious pace that at any one point can pop up and become a deadly opponent here for Team Sports Club Villa. Well, they launch a low ball up front. Who's available? Trying to control the ball, flicked away, and now Vipers retrieve possession, setting it up here. Support coming in from Abdul Karim Watambala. Sets the ball up front here now, chasing this one in. Who's available? Trying to pick up the pieces. This could be a decent opportunity coming up here for Team Vipers if they could get numbers up front, opting to slow down the pace. And Aziz Kayondo arriving, whips in the ball. Villa heading it away from the box area. And now trying to switch defense into attack here. Beautiful body work. The referee says that's a free kick again. Vipers have committed way more fouls in this game than they did in the first half. And there's a substitution here.
Substitution going on. Which club goes for that? Francis Olaki, who will be coming on for Isaac Ogwang, who has been blunt at the front field for the Jogos. And in Francis Olaki, the Jogos have a goal scorer and someone who can prove to be provider. So hopefully he steps up to his responsibility and tries to cover for the red card for Sports Club Villa.
Will he prove to be the probable messiah as he steps in here? He has been highly acclaimed by many, including my compatriot here, Fifi, who says he probably should have started this game. Well, let's see if he can actually click into gear. Isaac Ogwang seemed to be getting into his game as he was getting substituted. But he's now off the pitch. 67 minutes he had and he didn't prove much. So let's see if Olaki can be any different. Ball brought in, headed away. Sports Club Villa trying to throw more players up front. Nsereko has become a cat among the pigeons. A diminutive player, but really putting in a lot of energy in there and causing quite a number of fouls for Team Vipers.
Yeah, Villa giving Vipers too much respect and giving them lots of space. Just look at Khalid in the picture chasing the ball. He has options of giving it to the keeper and they can try to rebuild again from that.
Well, Sports Club Villa themselves get their throw in. Thrown in by the captain for the night. Off up front now, trying to hold up and probably step away from the corner. But that's a more difficult task than they anticipated as the ball goes out here for a throw in. And now the referee looks like he might have to go and break up something here. And the yellow card is being brandished. Francis Olaki has just come on and is already picking up a yellow card.
What is happening with Villa? The Messiah is proving to be a villain. Just look at him. Even after receiving a yellow card, he continues to have a go at the assistant referee. Sometimes, even if decisions don't go your way, oh, he's complaining. There was a nick in between his legs before Aziz Kayondo went down. But again, we all know, even if you feel the decision is against you, the referee is the custodian of the game for the 90 minutes. Olaki, what if he goes in for a tackle and is also sent off? Whose blame will it go to? Many
times we've actually seen the best players totally lose it in a game, and at the end of the day they make the headlines for the wrong reasons.
Hope you're not talking about Zinedine Zidane and Materazzi.
Very many players have actually lost it, especially from anger issues. But let's hope Olaki does not follow the same trend here. As the ball is taken away, trying to hold up here. Good solid play. Solid hold up play. Looks like Vipers have the instructions pretty clear. Hold the ball at all costs, maintain possession, deny Sports Club Villa a chance to get into the game. 20 minutes they do have. It looks like we might be having a substitution coming up very shortly for Team Vipers.
And the player responsible for scoring the first goal at the St. Mary's Stadium, I remember it was against Platinum Stars of South Africa, Milton Kalisa. Now with Vipers for a second spell, who will be coming on. He brings pace with him onto the pitch.
And there's an emphasis on the pace, as Fifi Fiona Spinky says it out here. Milton Karisa, one of the speedsters of the team, will be coming onto the game shortly to probably probe the tired legs of the team known as Sports Club Villa. Well, Villa do have their work cut out here for them as they have to find a way back in this one. But there's the substitution. And it will be Eunice Junior Sentamu, who probably will be taken off. There you go. Sentamu coming off for Karisa.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a very good game, and I think this is his third game drawing a blank.
Yeah, drawing a blank, but sometimes whatever is given the team is enough. As long as they can get past this stage, then he will think about doing better at the semi-finals, where I thought they were going for one striker, but no, because Richard Basangwa is also coming on as Watambala walks off. So we have Milton Kalisa and Basangwa. They maintain their two strikers in Manzoki and Basangwa, and that means that Milton Kalisa will fill the void in the wide areas. Then that means that Siraje Centam now has to do a lot of work still in the midfield to try move Bobos up front and become that a creative figure they need him to be, or keep the game at bay, because what Vipers need for the 19 minutes is manage the game.
Managing the game it will be, and the threats are still there, as these two players are definitely offensive minded. They can hurt you on any given day, given half a chance. Sports Club Villa have to find their way back in this one, and at the moment they need to first find the ball. As confirmation they're coming in, Milton Karisa coming in the place of Eunice Sentamu, while Richard Basangwa, shot number 32, comes in the place of Abdul Karim Watambala.
Yeah, Basangwa brings great energy on the team up front, and that means that Manzokwi will just have to go for that work, rise up, try to brush the ball and put it in Basangwa's way. Then Villa will have their keeper to save them at the end of the day.
Throw in coming up here for Team Vipers, and they seem to be in no rush to take it here as the clock ticks away. 17 minutes and a couple of seconds before time to be added on by the fourth official as the ball goes out once again for another throw in. And again, Vipers taking their time here. Eventually stepping up, Wheeler gets the ball started on. Touch 1-2 with Bobosi Biaruhanga in the midfield here. Some beautiful 1-2 passes as they spread the ball across the pitch here. Siraje Sentamu getting into the play. Getting the ball up onto the left flank here, finding Aziz Kayondo. Plays it back in here, looking for Siraje. Midfield powerhouse he is today as he gets it back to the defense, to the captain, Luadira. Crosses a long ball up front. Who's available? Nice control coming in from the new entrant there, a gentleman by the names of Basangwa. Holding go to the ball, opting for a few passes here.
Yeah.
Team Sports Club Villa, look at 6s and 7s. They are chasing the ball.
I know, it's between him and Kayondo, trying to alternate amongst themselves as Villa are kept away from the ball. And if you don't have the ball, then what will you use it for? So Vipers' approach is that as Villa win a free kick at the center.
Isaac Olaki was the player brought down here by Bobosi Biaruhanga, and that's a free kick right at the center for Team Sports Club Villa. A lot of energy they're injecting in here, and Sereko and Olaki.
Yeah.
Causing quite a bit of commotion there for the defense and winning a couple of free
kicks. If there is a player who can step up and create or score for Villa, he'll receive big sums of money from the fans.
Or are we talking about a particular fund?
No. From the Villa fans.
Free kick coming up. Oh, not free kick given, but quite a battle at the edge of the box area here. Eventually won by the Venoms as they try to spread the ball out onto the right flank here. Quickly teasing it forward for the centre man. Caesar tries to get past his marker, but the ball is notched away by Geoffrey Waswa, one of the people who was a late call-up to the national team, but still has some club duties to attend to first.
I think apparently due to COVID restrictions and some clubs were not able to release their players, and with a lot going on with club football still going on, that is the Uganda Cup in particular, I guess the coach needed a good number to manage his tactics and game approaches for whatever he's planning for the Bafana. But realize after this game he has very many players to join the camp, mostly Vipers, having a big number of players called to the national team.
Well, they do get the ball threaded in here, but majestically cleared out here by the Sports Club Villa defenders, and giving away a corner to the Team Vipers here. 15 minutes on the clock and counting. Vipers still leading this game by a goal to nil. with a 2-1 aggregate lead and a numerical advantage after the man known as Sechiganda was showed a red card for a second bookable offense.
Frustrations coming in from Villa, but they still have 15 minutes to their side, and in football anything is possible. Whereas they are trying to mark out Manzoki, I think they're right. You don't give him space to try get the ball, but we've seen Bobos is also a great deliverer of the ball.
As he does throw one in here, and there's a punch, a bit of a melee there. Looks like there was a late arrival. Milton Karisa, the gentleman who just got into the game, looked like he almost put the pen to paper, but the ball just went out here for a goal kick.
I love the green surrounding the stadium, but the stadium is not green. Not only is it bumpy, but it has lost its color.
Seems to have patches of drying there, but that was a very good opportunity to double the tally. Basangwa. Looks like they will not be dwelling on that too much as Basangwa gets the ball here, dribbles his way into the 10-yard box area, slips the ball in, and a chance here! Ball smacks the upright, goes away.
Is it counted?
And the referee does point and says it will count. Villa conceding 2, would we say, ghost goals today. Even the second goal, a firecracker there from Milton Karisa, but Villa will only have themselves to blame for that one.
The substitution is thanking the maker. Villa players are complaining to the assistant referee. The goalkeeper is losing his temper here. Hopefully somebody gets them back to their senses, because apparently it is not in their powers to accept the decision. This goalkeeper,
okay, now this is getting a bit rowdy.
Yeah, rowdy.
Martin Senkoto could get matching orders because he has showed aggression to the referee. But let's just get a replay of that particular one. The ball was actually threaded in. Tricky stuff here. Ball was threaded in. Cleared, missed actually by Caesar Manzoki when the ball was brought in. There you go. Once again, ball was threaded in. And Caesar probably would have had the first crack. But the ball smacks the upright and bounces out. Let's get it from a different angle. Is that goal set to stand? The referee did not have a clear view.
It seems the ball crossed the line from down, Jermaine. But then you wonder, how does it come out? But then it crossed there. That is when it should have. We need something. It should have gone below and cross the line. I
actually think the angle at which it hit the crossbar is what made it bounce out. But yeah, I would be more understandable to the fact that I think the assistant referee was in the best position.
To see that. But there are two things. The reason why you have that, the pitch is bumpy. That is one of the reasons, believe me. And it is Villa's. So that is one thing. The second thing, the Villa players have no right to attack the referee. I know sometimes you feel decisions don't go to your side. It's against Vipers, they are nemesis. Walk onto the pitch. Walk onto the pitch, finish the game. There is yet a lot to play for in Ugandan football. They will meet Vipers again and again. So whatever happens, they just don't need to lose their heads. In football, that happens. I've seen blunders in El Clasico. That is between Madrid and Barcelona. But Madrid, I've never seen players attacking the referee. They wait for the press conferences to air out their grievances. Just look at this again. It's really kind of hard to accept.
Angle.
Yeah.
Ball struck. It definitely crossed the line.
Down there is where we have the goal either going in or not. But the assistant referee says it's a goal. And now, I don't know whether the referee will wait for security, but the goal counts, and it is Bobos and Karisa giving Vipers a leeway to the semi-finals.
It looks like the referee has sent someone off because
is it the goalkeeper? Yeah.
Seems to be indicating that a player should leave the pitch.
And he has refused to go? I don't know, but and the player should be amongst those standing there. Is it a sending off or substitution?
Everything that could go wrong for Sports Club Villa is going wrong. They did not train. The players are a bit demoralized. They picked up a red card. They conceded a ghost goal in the first half.
I'm told
they conceded an equally freaky one in the second.
I'm told sometimes when rain comes, it pours heavily. That is what is happening with Sports Club Villa.
My people down in Magic FM are saying when problems attack you, they come in a battalion.
That is what Villa is experiencing.
Still figuring out what exactly is happening here as the Villa players, or the Pinks,
They are not
following up here around the goalkeeper, around the referee, and seems to be indicating that they should go to the touchline.
Yeah, to talk probably to their coach, but whatever is happening, the goals came in a funny way, but they are goals, and they are counting according to the referee and assistant referee. Both goals have been given by the assistant referee, who was in the best position to see if the balls crossed the line. Bobosi's goal in the first half, and then Milton Kalisa's, I think for me it was a thunderbolt.
Real firecracker.
Yeah.
Well, the 2 goals do stand, and those 2 goals are giving Vipers a healthy advantage into advancing into the semi-finals.
Yeah, and to Ugandans out there, it is a game of Villa and Vipers. This happens with the rivalry, the competition between both teams. You expect this. I know for Villa it's kind of hard. For the Venoms, you're dancing. Some of them are just lying down there, wondering when the referee will stop the match so that you party till night.
Some are going to be very happy that there are no chairs that will be ripped up this time. But that is exactly what we expect when Sports Club Villa, the champions of the gone era, face off with the champions of the current era, Vipers. The referee looks like he's heading to the touchline to have a discussion of sorts as well. But again and again, when you see that replay, it's pretty clear the ball was over the line.
Yeah, my problem is the line. Because apparently if they had demarcated well the stay, we couldn't even have problems. Just look, is it below the line?
The angle itself is enough, because given the positioning the assistant referee was at, I think there's no dispute.
What is happening? We are only seeing 4 Villa players. Where are the rest? That is one of the questions. I don't know. Joseph Nsubuga, whatever is... Something happened in Wankulukuku. Again, a semi-final match between Vipers and Villa. Vipers were not going to play again after, I think, some decision. It took a phone call from Lawrence Mulindu, appropriator, to Nicholas Wadada and Tadeo Luanga, who were captains by then, to talk to their teammates to start. It looks like these 2 players here with the coach are contemplating not playing the next minutes. Could be the question there, but they were really fired up in there. And in case this game is actually played to the end, and the referee's report indicates the treatment that he received at the hands of the goalkeeper, Martin Senkoto, I think he might be cautioned by the disciplinary committee. You do not go after a match official. He wanted to fight. Aggression. By the way, Ugandans watching, whether the goal is legit or not, at this point, it is not the players to decide whether it is legit or not, because we are also using what we are seeing is what we are giving you. Whatever you're seeing, we are also seeing. But the thing is, Villa have in any way to try boycott the last minutes. Let them play. Then because in football, for me, you can go and appeal any decision. Then they will complain after that whatever happened. Then we see what the decisions can then be taken. But as for now, it is not in their powers to try not to go for the game. Let's again look. But again, Jermaine, I've tried to look, but again, I'm still at crossroads.
For me, there's no justification for Villa boycotting this one. As far as I'm concerned, the goal went in. Given the positioning of the assistant referee,
you see,
look at that right there at the very corner. He sees exactly where the ball is. Nobody else was in the right place to see what happened here. And I think Villa now need to get back to the fundamentals of sports and why it's called a discipline. There's someone who was in the right place. He saw the ball struck the upright. I personally am a Villa fan, but this is going to be one bitter pill to swallow. I have to say that goal legitimately crossed the line. Legitimately. Well, let's wait and see what the uproar is all about. The referee sticking to his guns. He didn't actually make the decision on the first instance. He actually had a second, looked up at the assistant referee before going on to make that particular decision, and I think he does agree with his assistant there that was a goal. So the question is for Sports Club Villa, what happens next?
I don't know what Edward Kaziba is telling this is the 4th official in that regard, considering where he's standing. I know the videos will come up afterwards, but whatever it is, legit or not, we need to have the rest of the minutes played. When you look at the body language of the players, Orit was standing there. I wish you could see his reaction. He reacted, yes, it was a goal, but then Orit is Vipers. So you will say what's happened. With the Villa players, it's really a hard pill to swallow at this point, that as they're trying to look for the so badly needed equalizer, then something like this happens. The first goal itself was something that gave them headache, and now the second one. But for the Venoms, they are just waiting for the minutes to be played, and they march on to the semi-finals.
He who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Villa have been guilty of ghosting past some results many times. Just when they look like they're losing a game, they somehow come up with an equalizer. Just when they look like they're drawing, they come up with a win. This time, someone is ghosting goals past them, and they're not liking the treatment they're receiving. But the clock continues to tick on. 55 minutes on the clock and counting. We probably are heading for another interesting session of extra time to be added, if at all the Villa players
is Martin Sekola still on the pitch?
I didn't see him trekking back to the goal. There you go. There he is.
Just look at Derek Ndahiro sitting on the ball. I know.
Very distraught here.
Yeah.
As a young lad who really loves to win and puts his all for the team. Unfortunately, couldn't keep out the first goal despite his best efforts, and the game ended. The goal was counted. Now here comes the second one, and they have to clear the ball away. The anger very visible here.
Yeah.
It is quickly turning into a very ugly.
That is the game now between Villa and Vipers. We've just been having smaller games. This is the game. This is the match. The goals will be discussed another day, but the match is between Villa and Vipers.
You rarely see a game between these two that stops in the 90 minutes. Lengthy discussions always afterwards. But the game is restarted, and the scoreboard reads Vipers 2, Sports Club Villa 0 on aggregate 3-1. Villa are a man down, and will feel they've conceded 2 dubious goals, but they do have a couple of minutes to play in here. And, well, we did say never count them out, but this could be a tall order for them to try and engineer another escape here. Ball brought through, played back in. Vipers now just content to pass the ball around. Interestingly, no yellow cards have been confirmed as of yet.
Yeah, I think the referee is trying to also manage the game. You know, as a referee, you also assessed after the game. So whatever happens here is in your custody, as some of the fans are becoming rowdy. And indeed, the former vice president for the clubs and also former vice president for Villa itself was vying for presidents at one point. He's trying to stop the fans. The referee needs to make sure there is enough security on the pitch, and then Vipers can go for their free kick.
You can accuse Villa of losing many things from the time when they were champions. One thing you cannot accuse them of is losing their passion.
No, they have passionate fans, though sometimes those fans have been the undoing part of Sports Club Villa, I must admit. Jermaine, I must admit, though sometimes.
Well, here comes a free kick. They tried to go for a quick one to try and unsettle Villa, but just went over the bar.
The good thing, I think it's a limited number of fans allowed as of about 200, so that could be, and they're in a barracks. So, because one would wonder after the game what happens, but they're in the barracks.
That too is a very crucial element. Ball picked up here by the captain for the night, gentleman by the names of Nsubuga. As they try to play the ball back in, Sports Club Villa look pretty demoralized here. And now Caesar could get himself a booking. Went out with studs showing, and the referee has no option but to brandish a yellow card here for the striker. And he looks pretty surprised, but I think there could be no arguments there from the referee. Manzoki picking up a yellow card as well in a game which you have to say has been really very temperamental, but the referee has done an excellent job to try and keep it down to the line. As they get the ball in, passing it back here to the defense here, looking for Waswa Joffrey. Lobes a long cross up front here, trying to figure out this one. For Vipers, they need to keep their cool, maintain composure, keep the ball, and stroll into the semi-finals. Sports Club Villa, it's probably a question of maintaining players, not getting themselves sanctioned for the other matches, and finishing in a respectable position. Oh yes, and looking forward to that meeting on Friday.
I wish I could answer that in a more legit way, but let me keep that for the radio show on Star FM called Black Thursday between 10 and midnight. Sports Club Villa at the backside with the ball.
Still passing it here. That is Chigundu picking it up here. Now into the center of the park. Nicholas Kabonge tries to stroll forward. Vipers have now dropped back into their own area. They just have a couple of minutes left to play for. We've now struck the 90th minute. Anytime now we'll be finding out from the fourth official how many minutes are to be added on.
It should be 5 or more because we had a lot. The time they were complaining about the goal. There was a lot of time taken. 7? Okay, for me it's 5 onwards.
7. Well, they do get the ball now here, breaking away and trying to race into this one. Ooh, beautiful stance here coming in from Paul Wheeler as he tries to race the ball forward. This could be another opportunity to increase the damage here as the ball is played in, but not exactly a very good cross there coming in ultimately at the end from Paul Wheeler. But very beautiful sprint from him across the entire touchline. And now back here for Ndahiro, squeezing it into the center of the park. Fred Agandu has been a bit quiet in the second half. Sports Club Villa holding on to the ball. Yet to get confirmation of how many minutes have been added on here. They flick the ball away, just retaining possession. Wouldn't be shocked also if the referee decided to stop the game early. Just to make sure there are no further inflammation. Wow, surprise, surprise, 4 minutes.
4 minutes. We take that and Villa have that to try get 2 goals. Can they? It's really hard because they are a man less and Vipers have been playing a little better than them in the second half.
They always say 2-goal advantages are good because they are twice the comfort zone. And now Sports Club Villa have 4 minutes to pull off the impossible, score twice. Would be something to see as they get the ball here. They have to start now. Subuga whips in across first time trying to size out the goalkeeper.
Nsubuga is a player that was sent off in Chitende, Joseph Nsubuga, when Vipers won that encounter. The players you're talking about that got red cards in the league, and now in the Uganda Cup, Villa finished off their work. Uganda finishing off that, getting the 3rd yellow card in their 4th meeting this season round.
Probably just chalking it off there and showing just how much work they do have to do ahead of themselves at the end of the season. Ball brought through, still in possession. Vipers now will be looking to capitalize on this particular win and getting into the semi-finals and probably put up a very hefty chase for the title as well. Probably they'll have better luck than their player here did have. That is Basangwa in chasing where he actually ran out of the pitch. But a job well done for Vipers. They've kept their heads cool. They've played their game plan to a T, even without the would-be manager, that is Fred Kajoba, and under the tutelage of Chiwa. They've actually done a very commendable job. Probably not much that was not expected from them. Ball played through, back into the center of the park. Anytime now. We just have about 10 seconds and 2 minutes to the end of this particular one.
Yeah, I think the undoing part for Villa started when Uganda was given matching orders. At least probably they should have fought as equal in number, and that is Richard Basangwa. You can see the frustrations with the Villa players kicking the ball to no man's land. I think it's because of sportsmanship that they came back and played. You know, it would be so bad if Villa had boycotted and refused to come back onto the pitch. They came knowingly. They may not even try to come back in the game, but are playing. That is just, for me, good sportsmanship. Then the rest can be catered for when the game is done.
Damage will be dealt, but the game must continue as Fred picks up the ball here and loses it immediately to Milton Karisa. Interestingly, both have a more or less similar hairstyle. Getting the ball away, setting it up onto the wing here, trying to draft his way through. Paul Wheeler runs into traffic. The ball is picked up here by Sports Club Villa. This is Ndahiro. He's not really orchestrated a lot of attacks today. Don't really expect him to do a lot against the Vipers. And now here comes a battle in the midfield here. Sports Club Villa putting up a valiant effort. They're going down fighting. They're not going to just roll over and play dead. But it looks like the clock is not going to be with them, as any time now the referee will put the whistle to the final shout out and the game will be brought to a close. It's played through to Nsubuga. Nsubuga now flicks a long ball forward. Maybe a consolation could be in here for Team Sports Club Villa. Try to take a shot here. The ball is blocked away right at the edge of the box area. Now looking for space. Very good positioning coming in from Vipers, denying them a chance to have a clear sight on goal and forcing them ultimately out of play. But here comes some very aggressive maneuvering coming in from the youngster by the names of Nsereko. Youngster?
Yeah, he's a youngster. We're, I think, getting the last action of the game. That should be the Villa corner. Started very quickly.
The curtain call. Nsereko goes for the elastic score. Gets another chance here. Drafting at the edge of the box area. Ultimately loses it here. And player goes down. And that's a free kick awarded for Vipers. Free kick for Vipers. Nsubuga is
justifying why he had to bring Kayondo down. Referee will just let this go. He's not issuing any yellow card though. It is an offense that calls for that.
Just aside, by the way, Fifi, you have to say he has been very lenient in the whole game, the referee. And as he blows the final whistle to bring this epic clash to a close here, it's been one which has actually had a little bit of everything. Some ups and downs in there for both teams. Some very phenomenal goals. Those that will be talked about long after the game is done.
Yeah.
A red card in there. And arguably to say, it's been one which Vipers will definitely say they fought hard to advance to the next round.
Two debatable, questionable goals, but that give Vipers a leeway to the semi-finals. They join Bull FC as we wait who comes between KCC and Express, and definitely between Wakisho and Police. That will be on Friday. But the game itself, does it live to the billing? Yes, in some aspect and to some extent. But again, Villa will always complain about these goals. For the Venoms, they will be happy to march on. It is 90 minutes at the Bombo Barrack Stadium and Vipers are smiling all the way. Villa once again have fallen to Sports Club.
An epic clash between the two and one of full proportions here. Well, that's all from us down in Bombo, and back to you, John Barnes Sentamu, in studios for the post-match analysis.
Semakula is almost Soboze that wants to trade with China. Semakula has money for his flight, money for his goods, na that emergency quarantine money is scaring